Hello. Yeah, so with trigonometry, I'm just gonna go through some few things very quickly. Now, you need to remember that when you're doing trigonometry, like it's very important that you know these things by head. Like every time you're seeing a triangle, you need to like these things need to come up to your brain as soon as possible. So regardless of how your triangle is shaped, how it is looking like, you always need to know this is what needs to come to your mind. So I'm gonna go through some few things that are very important with trigonometry that you need to know. So number one, like your angles, like you need to know your angle. So we're going to make an example with angle A. So look at the alphabet A. You see alphabet A, so that's where your position is, that's where your angle is. So you need to know whether it's your sine, your cos, your tan, in which angle are you looking at. So you need to know something that sine is always opposite over hypotenuse, cos it's adjacent over hypotenuse, tan is opposite over adjacent. So it's very important that you need to know, like at the point that you are studying it, are you looking at the sine, at the cos, or at the tan? And when you're looking at the side, is it opposite over hypotenuse now? So you need to know, it's very important. So every time that you look at the question, you need to know that. Another thing that is very important when you're looking at your angles, it is whether your angle, it is it's always a right angle triangle. So you can use this information when you are simplifying or simplifying trigonometric expressions. So you need to know trigonometric identities by head of head. Like it needs to hit your mind every time that you see, okay, they say sine 30, so sine 30 degrees, it's equals to, you said sine is equals to opposite over adjacent, so sine 30 it's gonna be 1 over 2. So it needs to hit your mind. So if we're saying sine 30, it's gonna be 1 over 2. And now, when you're using trigonometric ratios, we normally use them for trigonometric functions. So you need to know the formula, which is x squared is equals to x squared plus y squared. So you always need to know, like, the quadrant in which your coordinates lie in, whether your coordinates lie in which quadrant. So you need to know that in the first quadrant, all, whether it's a sine, it's a tan, or it's a cos, they are all positive in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, it's only the sine which is positive, then they are all negative. In the third quadrant, it is only tan that is positive and all are negative. In the fifth quadrant, it's only cos that is positive and all are negative. So this is just a summary of what I'm saying. Like sine 180 degrees minus any angle. So you subtract any angle to find, like if you need an angle between this side, you subtract any angle to be able to find, like for an example, if you want to find um any angle in the second quadrant that falls in the second quadrant, and you want to know how much it is, you can use the sine minus 180 minus any angle, any angle, any angle that you're looking for is going to give you that sine. And also, it is very important, especially for trigonometric expressions, you need to know that always, this is true, this is proven, that your tan theta is equal to sine theta over cos theta. You need to know all these things by head. You also need to know, like, for a negative sign, it's only the cos doesn't take the negative sign, so you need to know all these things by head.